and all that. So I think that for me, it's important that people know the value of what you offer, right? Para sa amin kasi is that as long as you're able to provide value and to satisfy the expectations of your clients, you have a business. You have not you do not only have a business, you have a profitable business. Okay? If there are, as long as there are people who are willing to pay the price for the value that you offer, you have a business, my friend. So the question is, how do you improve your value? How do you create value for your business? Pwedeng hype, pwede mong sabihin na itong sabon na to ginamit ko. I have a friend who was a networker and then he kept on bothering me to buy a soap na pampaputi, glutathione. And then sabi niya, bro, sobrang ganda nito, bro. Sabi niya, ito na yung solusyon natin, bro. Ito na yung chance natin na pumuti. Ganito, ganyan. So, ayun, natatawa kasi before, I was really a dark-skinned guy and medyo nag-improve lang ngayon. So, sabi ko sa kanya, okay, sige. Sabi ko, prove it. Sabi ko sa kanya. Sabi niya, oh bro, sabi niya, actually, I've been using this for 3 months. Sabi niya, sabi ko, ganun ba, bro? Paano hindi ko nakikita? Hindi, bro, effective, bro. Sabi niya, sabi ko, okay, paano saan yung proof mo? Sabi niya, bro, pumuti yung singit ko. Gusto mo makita? Diba? So, it's crazy, right? I mean, how can you be able to prove na tapos kailangan pakita mo yung singit mo kung yung balat mo nga, yung itsura mo pa lang hindi pumuti, yung singit mo pa kaya, right? So I mean, the thing is that what kind of value are you trying to offer to your clients, to your customers? Okay? And later I'm gonna share with you kung paano nyo ma-improve and paano kayo makapag-create ng value. Okay. Marketing and sales. The reason why there is sales is because there's marketing. The reason why people are coming to your store or coming to your online page or your website is because there's marketing. Okay? Because you posted a promo, you posted a blog or a vlog, and you made it so convincing that people were so curious about it. Or you tapped someone who was a famous vlogger or a blogger, and then you asked them to help you out. Okay, and then when they posted it, because of their huge following, people decided to try your product. So that's what marketing is all about. And when they decide to buy your product or purchase online, that becomes sales. Okay. And value delivery. Value delivery means, were you able to satisfy your clients? Were you able to deliver the value that you promised to them? Pag sinabi mo ba na the best ka dito, okay? Are you able to stand on that claim na the best ka talaga, right? As for our ramen business, no, it's not us who actually said na the best kami. It's the customers who said na you are the best in Gensan. So that is why sabi namin, okay, then if that's what they said, then let's use it. So ganun na ginagamit namin ngayon because that's what they say. Of course, you have to have a supporting proof. Hindi naman pwedeng, kasi sinabi ni ganito na the best kami. O saan ang proof? Sure ka? Saan galing yung the best na yan? Anong basis mo? Right? Because you cannot claim as for your own, no matter how sold out you are to your product or your service, you can never determine the value of your product. It's the customer that determines the value of your product. Are you here? Kaya nga maraming mga businesses ang nagfi-fail because they overvalue their service. They overvalue their products up to the point na pag na-try na ng client, ng customer, sabi, ay, ito na ba yun? Diba? Ayun, ang feeling na reality versus expectations, right? Na parang, ay, ang ganda sa picture, tapos yung dumating ganito. Nung sa picture, sobrang ganda. Pagdating, tsaka, di ba? Parang ganon. So, that's what value delivery means. So, you have to be very careful about that. And last but not the least, the finance. Okay? Discuss natin mamaya. So, of course, gusto niyo maging negosyante, right? Gusto niyo maging entrepreneur. So, let's talk about the 5 parts of a business. Kung yung human body natin, may parts. Anong basic parts ng human body, right? Skin, muscles, right? Skeletal system, and all the system and all that. So, just like that, for a human body to work effectively and simultaneously with each other, we need to be familiar with our body parts, right? Kung hindi mo alam kung ano nagagawa ng kamay mo, Will you be able to to acknowledge na kaya mo palang kumuha ng isang bagay using your hand? If you don't know that, if you're not aware of that, even if you have the ability to do that, even if you have the capacity to do that, hindi mo gagamitin yung kamay mo. Why? Because you don't know what's its purpose. That's why as early as elementary, tinuturuan na tayo kung anong gagawin natin. What are the body parts? Ito dapat ganito, ito dapat ganyan, right? Sa negosyo, ganun din. Okay? There are 5 basic parts of a business that many people fail to learn. Biglang nag-decide lang sila na magninegosyo sila kahit hindi nila alam kung anong mga importante ng mga bagay na ito. Unang-una is, first is you create and deliver products with value. No, don't do a business just because people are doing it. Well, alam mo yun, nung naging prevalent yung milk tea, nung naging hit yung milk tea, sobrang dami na nag-open ng milk tea, lahat nagbenta na ng milk tea. Right? So, well, I don't know, maybe sa ngayon, I'm still trying to figure out kung anong value ng milk tea. Siguro, para sa akin, kasi I also drink milk tea, siguro I think it's a comfort drink, 'di ba? Parang feeling mo you're comfortable when you drink milk tea like that. So I don't know with you. But parang ganun lang, no? Other than that, kasi yung milk tea is sobrang taas ng sugar, sobrang taas, may milk siya, may sugar siya, may iba may brown sugar pa, and then may syrup, and then everything and all that. So ayun. Next is people who want or need it. May mga tao ba na gustong bumili? Of course, market ng milk tea, mga millennials, di ba? Pag naka-milk tea ka, social ka, right? So that's how milk tea gained, traction and huge, fan base over the years because of the status, right? Parang Starbucks. When you buy a Starbucks at Starbucks for 160 pesos, you don't buy the coffee, right? You buy the brand, you buy the representation. Okay? Pag naka-Starbucks ka, social ka. Pag naka-Starbucks ka, it defines your value as a person, right? Ba't ka bumibili ng MacBook, 'di ba? Because you want to be identified with Apple as being a premium company, right? So, are there people who want to identify themselves with you? Pag sinabi mong ramen, kagaya sa amin, when you talk about ramen, what does ramen represent? Ramen represents a premium product. Japanese, when you talk about Japanese cuisine, Japanese speaks quality, right? And discipline and details, in all that. So in the strictest sense. So people who love ramen are people who identify themselves with premium products, with quality, right? And all sorts of those things, right? Bakit tayo bumibili? Bakit mas gusto natin yung Japanese kasi sa Chinese? Because Japanese products have quality, better quality as compared with Chinese products. Are you here? Bakit gusto natin made in Japan? Ayaw natin made in China. Diba? So parang ganun lang yun. Agreed price. Now, gusto mo ng product na yun. Gusto mo ng made in Japan. Kaya lang, hindi mo kaya. Okay? So anong gagawin mo? Mag-tiis na lang sa made in China. Diba? So until such time na makaya mo nang bumili ng made in Japan. So parang ganun yung mga customers natin. They have preference. Okay? Just because they want to identify themselves with a premium product, bibilhin nila yon. Because at the very first place, kailangan, they will agree muna sa presyo. Okay, gusto ko ma-identify yung sarili ko sa premium product na yan, pero magkano ba yan? Usually, ganun tinatanong natin. Right? Magkano ba yan? Kaya ko ba yan? Dali. Okay, sir, ito yung presyo niya. Okay. Sabihin natin 50,000 for a refrigerator. And then kung Chinese product, 25,000 pwede na. Okay? So, okay, 25, 50,000. Ano bang difference na itong dalawang ito? The feature and all that. Okay. Kaya lang, kulang yung pera ko. Sige, Chinese muna ako. Made in China muna ako. Okay? Bahala na. Nag-post ako ng kung ano-ano about China. Wala akong magagawa. Hindi ko pa kaya. So, patronize ko muna yung made in China. Diba? So, ganun tayo, right? So, we want to identify ourselves with premium. But at the end of the day, it's our capacity, the capacity of our clients to buy the product that will determine the transaction. Okay? And then satisfy the expectations, right? So, basically, dito naman, pagdating sa satisfy the expectation, dito nag-fail yung mga Chinese. Kasi sobrang daming products ng Chinese na innovative, but the quality is, sorry to say the word, but they just suck in terms of quality. And yun yung problema. sa made in China. So kayo, if you have a product, okay, you have to make sure that una-una you create and deliver something that's of value, a product or a service. Kagaya sa Sure Trust, ano ba yung dineliver namin na service sa Sure Trust? It's the convenience na hindi na kailangan ng client pumunta ng bangko, hindi na kailangan pumunta ng dealership, kahit OFW, pwede nang bumili ng kotse online and all that. So it's the convenience that the convenience is so valuable that people right now are willing to pay for it. Are you here? And that's gonna be the future. Ganun yung magiging future natin. Have you not noticed na sobrang prevalent ng mga delivery services? Because what does delivery mean? Delivery means convenience. Mag-aantay ka na lang sa bahay mo, manonood ka ng Netflix, pa-deliver ka na lang. Right? And that is the same reason why our ramen business has become so popular here in Jensen. Even as a new business, even when we opened during COVID crisis, pandemic, it didn't affect our income and our revenue in a sense that that's how we started. So, nung umpisa kami, deliver lang kami. Nobody has ever thought of doing that. Sino ba naka-experience na ba kayo ng restaurant na nagpa-deliver kayo ng ramen? Di ba? No, there is no ramen restaurant in the Philippines that delivers their ramen. Right? I am as far as I know, I don't know if meron kayong alam, pero ang alam ko wala kasi ramen lover kami. So why? Because they think that when you deliver ramen, it's not fresh anymore, or the noodles would be soggy, and all that, and all the things that if you deliver it, if you know order for a ramen and have it delivered, it's no longer ramen. But they were wrong in that part because we tried it and it worked. Why? Because people are willing to pay for convenience. That's what I realized about all the looking at the start from the beginning. People are willing to pay for convenience, and that's why a lot of companies now that are thriving in the Philippines and even the world are companies that provide convenience to people. Okay, online services, right? In one click, you get it right away. Online payments, you don't have to go to the bank to pay. Just click and pay, and then ta-da! So that's it, no? Then last but not the least is self-sufficiency. So kung meron ka ng product with value, and then may mga tao na willing bumili ng product mo, and nag-agree sila sa presyo na sinisingil mo, and nung binili nila, na-satisfy sila sa product mo, what's gonna happen is your business will turn eventually into evergreen mode. Evergreen mode means kahit wala kang ginagawa, people will keep on coming back because they are satisfied with your business. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag ng mga suki. Meron tayong tinatawag ng mga preferred clients. Kasi ito sila yung mga tao na to. These are the people who have developed loyalty for your product, developed loyalty for your service. Meron kaming mga customers na over the last few months, even when we started, every week umu-order sila. Every week bumibili sila. Why? Because they have developed loyalty to our brand. They have developed loyalty to our product. Sabi nga nila, the reason why we order every week, mga doctors, lawyers, judge, ganun yung mga quality ng mga customers namin. Because again, ramen is a premium product at an affordable price sa amin. So because they want to identify themselves as a premium people, so they also buy ramen. And aside from that, no, pag may value talaga yung product mo at you're able to satisfy them, they will keep on coming back, right? That's why one of the most delicate part of doing business is when you have a product and then you offer it to the world na hindi pa hinog. Eventually you will fail. It will fail. Whether you like it or not, it will fail. Why? Parang nagbenta ka ng mangga, nag-post ka online ng mangga na hinog, tapos dineliver mo hilaw. And then nung kinain ng tao, sobrang asim. Diba? So hindi pa hinog. So kailangan i-rare mo muna siya, i-develop mo muna siya. Gawin mo muna lahat ng kaya mo. Research, study the product, improve it. Until sa time na ikaw mismo, ma-determine mo sa sarili mo na okay na to, ready na to. Right? Panalo na to. So, yan. And that's the only way for you to eventually become self-sufficient. Because when your business or your company becomes self-sufficient, it means that it goes on its own, with or without you in that business. Are you here? Now, ABC of business. First, what do people want or need? B, what problems in the society can you address? See how many people possibly need what you offer. Okay? Very important ito. Why? This will serve as your assessment. This will serve as your guide. Ito bang ginagawa ko, kailangan ba ng tao or gusto lang doon ng tao? Right? Ano bang problema sa society ang pwedeng ma-address nitong product na to? Yung mga Pilipino gustong pumuti. So yung product ko ba na to, can it really deliver its promise of whitening effect, right? How many people possibly need what you offer? Ilang tao ba ang kailangan bumili ng pampaganda? Ilang tao ba ang sa ngayon ang kailangan ng ganitong service, right? As for us, we were able to determine that with Sure Trust because most of our target market are OFWs, and OFWs, they're the people who are capable of buying a car, but they are not here, and so they need someone to represent them and to help them out, and that's what we do. So kaya kami nag-thrive over the years because we have our own market. No? We have our own specialized market na siniserve namin. And mind you, OFW is a huge market to think about. Nearly 2.5 million people are abroad and are working in different countries. Okay. So what are the forms of value? Discuss ko lang kasi alam ko importante ito. First is product, no? Product could be sabi ko nga whitening product or slimming product or financial product, okay? Or food, okay? Pwede 'yon. Okay? As long as it's tangible, okay? Or a software or anything that is that the people could use. Service. Service naman is something that you do for people, right? Delivery, laundry, ano pa? Sure Trust is a service business. No? We consultancy services, right? Insurance services, ano ba? Car shop, auto repair, marami, mga ganong bagay. Okay? Resale. Resale means there's already a product that's been working in the market and then you decide to sell it. Okay? You become a reseller. Gaya online, di ba? Ano bang binibenta online ngayon? Usually, yung binibenta online, product na yan ng ibang tao. Tapos, nakita mo lang na may opportunity dyan, that's why you decided to also sell it. Right? And then, pinatungan mo lang siya ng presyo niya. Tapos, kumukuha ka lang sa supplier, and then, binenta mo na ulit, and then, post mo naman online and all that. Because a lot of people are so good at making products. A lot of companies are so good at making products, but they are lousy in terms of selling the product. And that is the reason why there are so many resellers right now na namamayagpag because of COVID-19 crisis. So they become the channel of sales from purchasing to delivery and satisfying the expectations of the client. So that's what resale is all about. And then agency, insurance agency, travel agency, what else? All of the agencies that you could ever think of. So yun yung forms of value. So you have to decide, ano ba dyan? Saan ba dyan ang gusto mo ibenta? Okay? Ano ba yung product or na pwede mong gawin, na pwede mo i-produce, na ikaw mismo gumawa? Ano ba yung service na pwede mong pasukin? Something na hindi pa nagagawa ng iba. Like for example, Airbnb. It's a service business because they were able to, encourage people to lend their homes and earn money out of it. And it became a better alternative to hotels because you can cook, you can sleep comfortably and feel at home. So kaya kami ng wife ko, whenever we travel abroad, Airbnb is our number one choice, except na lang doon sa mga kasama na yung hotel packages and all that. So yun, so, kasi mahilig kami magluto eh. Right. So now there are two things that you need to consider when you decide to do business or you become an entrepreneur. What we're gonna be like? Are you gonna be the entrepreneur who provides little value to a lot of people? Little value means kagaya ng Coke. Ano ba value ng Coke? Hindi naman ng Coke, hindi naman yung Coke valuable in a sense na hindi siya healthy, right? But why is it so popular? Okay? Kasi nga, di ba, they associated Coke with happiness. When you drink Coke, you become happy. So happiness is so expensive, di ba? And then the idea of drinking Coke makes you happy. So that's the cheapest way to get to be happy. So if you're sad and you want to be happy, drink Coke. Diba? So that's how you create value for your product. Wala namang value yung Coke eh, right? O paano nangyari yon na ngayon Coke is one of the biggest companies in the world. Warren Buffett is heavily invested with Coke, okay? And it made him a billionaire and one of the richest people in the world. So what happened with Coke is that they were able to identify their product with happiness. And people want to be happy. And when you want to be happy and you're sad, you drink Coke, right? You don't have to you don't have to fly business class, or you don't have to go to a luxury vacation, right? If you drink Coke, you'll be happy. Because that's what they said, right? Mind conditioning, creating value, creating value for your product, manipulation. Okay? So, parang ganun yun. Okay? Or you'll be the kind of entrepreneur who will offer a lot of value to very few people. Ferrari, for example, or Lamborghini, right? Mercedes Benz, Audi. These are top brass luxury brands, and yung sales nila halos hindi nga umaabot ng 1% of the total sales in the global sales. Pero why are these companies thriving? Because that's what they're made for. They're made to offer a lot of value to very few people. They're made for exclusivity, right? So, pili kayo kung ano dyan, saan kayo dyan. Gusto mo ba, ano bang gusto mo? Gumawa ka ng product or service na lahat ng tao, a little value to a lot of people, or a lot of value to very few people. So, kasi kahit saan ka dyan, may market ka. Kahit saan ka dyan, magta-thrive ka. Sa little value, well, of course, mas mababa yung kita mo. Okay? Mas mababa yung income mo dyan. But, of course, volume naman. Pag a lot of value, mas malaki yung income mo kasi premium yung product mo. But very few people naman yung bibili. Right? So, ano yan? Nasa sa inyo yan. Look, let me share with you a story of George Eastman. Remember Kodak, di ba? The 36 shots, 24 shots, ano, di ba? Kakatuwa, di ba? Nung dati, I remember dati when we were traveling abroad kasi my dad worked in Jakarta, Indonesia, and I was started traveling at the age of 6 years old. And I remember the time when we went to Singapore kasi every year meron silang package na ganun, family package, parang ganun, pwede mo dalhin everywhere. So my mom was using that Kodak camera na kailangan mo bumili ng film, tapos you have to be very careful kasi kapag na-expose yung film na yan, hindi ka na makakuha ng shots, right? Limited lang. Gone are the days kasi ngayon sa smartphone mo, pwede ka na kumuha ng unlimited na shots, right? Using your smartphone, hindi mo na kailangan ipa-develop. Alas ngayon, wala nang nagpapa-develop ngayon ng kasi nandiyan na eh. Everything is digital, right? But George Eastman is an American entrepreneur who discovered and invented a camera. Okay? So, click tayo. So how did what happened with George Eastman is that he found a way to make the camera smaller. Kasi dati yung camera sobrang laki, parang kasi laki ng TV niyo na box type, parang ganun. And then ang nangyari was George Eastman was able to invent something that's handy. Yung kaya lang, yung pwedeng dalhin lang. And then when he invented that, there was a conference in the United Kingdom, and then he went there to present into a group of professional photographers. So dahil professional photographers sila, what happened was that sobrang taas na expectations, right? So what went wrong was George Eastman was there to present, and then people were amazed. Oh wow, galing. Maliit na siya, handy na siya. Of course, who doesn't want handy, right? Pero nung tinignan yung quality, hindi maganda. Kasi professional photographer yung market na yun eh, at that conference eh. So people didn't buy it. He went back to the United States without even selling a single camera. Why? Kasi hindi nila kailangan yun eh. Okay? What they need is a camera that's not handy, but a camera that is the best quality that it could provide, that it could render. So George Eastman didn't give up. He went back to the United States, and what he did, he sold it to the public. Okay, he didn't care whether you're a professional or not, a photographer or not. You can buy the camera. Why do you need to hire a photographer if you can do it yourself, right? And because of that, George Eastman, his Kodak company became one of the most valuable companies in the world. earning billions and billions of dollars in revenue. And the story is this: the relevance of that story to that is that it's important to identify what kind of market you're getting into. Okay, are you getting into a market that has that requires quality? Okay, or are you getting into a market that requires that wants control, that wants convenience, that wants doesn't care about quality, but they want to be able to be in control, right? So that's what happened with Kodak. So let me start with my first point. Um, Finding your spark in business is the most important part. Okay. Sabi ni Martin Farquhar Tupper, a spark is a little thing, yet it may kindle the world. Look at what happened to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs started with a spark, right? And then, ano nangyari? Okay, hold on. Guys, wait lang ah. Meron lang ako i-admit. May mga nawala eh. Alright. Okay. So yun, Steve Jobs started with a spark. And then, hold on. Okay. And then what happened was Steve Jobs left the world. He died because of cancer, but he made his own dent in the universe, not just in the world, but he made a dent in the universe. Because everybody, or a lot of people are using Apple, and it has helped people, businesses, companies do things easily and with a user-friendly interface. So that's what happened with Steve Jobs. So do not underestimate finding your spark. Now ask yourself, what do you do? Do you enjoy doing? Ano bang ginagawa mo na masaya ka? Okay? What makes your heart beat faster? Okay? Of course, aside doon kapag nakikita mo yung crush mo or kapag nakikita mo yung asawa mo, right? Sabi nila, dalawang bagay lang, dalawang dahilan lang kung bakit bumibilis yung tibok ng puso mo kapag nakikita mo yung asawa mo. It's either takot ka, or it's either takot ka or may ginawa kang masama, diba? So, ayun. Guys. Right. So, what kind of thoughts that make you excited? Ba? Kasi most of the time ngayon, especially during this crisis, our thoughts are geared toward negativity, right? Ano ba nangyayari sa mundo, di ba? Recession na tayo, global crisis na tayo, the world is going down, America is going down, the Philippines is getting into a recession and all that. So, even during this time, do you have that one thought that makes you still excited about the future? Ano ba yun? Ano bang bagay na yun? Diba? Kasi the only thing that will define your success as an entrepreneur is when you are able to maintain that kind of thought na that makes you excited, right? If something doesn't excite you, it's boring. Parang wala kang ganang gawin, wala kang ganang gumising sa umaga. When you lose your life's purpose and meaning, parang gusto mong magpakamatay kasi parang di mo nakikita na there's something good that could come out of what's happening and what's going on with your life. So that's why it's important as an entrepreneur to find your spark, diba? So what makes you passionate? Okay, what are you passionate about? Are you passionate about cars? Are you passionate about food? Are you passionate about traveling? Are you passionate about creating? Are you passionate about advocating? Ano ba yung bagay na sobrang passionate ka na you're willing to go the lengths para magawa mo na maging successful ka? Okay? Start from there. So what makes you forget about time while doing it? When was the last time na nakalimutan mo yung oras? Na hindi mo na mamalayan na 12:00 na pala ng hating gabi. Ano yung bagay na ine-enjoy mo? Except sa pag-scan ng Facebook mo at sa panunood ng mga balitaktakan tungkol sa pagsasarado ng ABS-CBN. Kasi sobrang dami ng mga lawyers ngayon sa social media, di ba? So, enjoy. Minsan na-enjoy din yun, di ba? I mean, but it's the other kind of enjoyment, di ba? Right now, a lot of people are bickering on each other. A lot of people are doing such unproductive engagement. And then here we are, we're trying to learn, we're trying to improve upon ourselves, we're trying to see things with a better perspective. And nakakalungkot kasi sobrang dami ng pwede natin gawin ngayon, pero yung iba hindi naman lang naisip na ang daming mga ganitong seminars ngayon na pwede nilang pasukan, na pwede nilang gawin, na pwede nilang salihan. But then, at the end of the day, mas nakaka-enjoy kasi kapag nakakita ng tao yung engagement mo, right? I mean, the thing is, I want to be heard by this is my opinion, and I want people to hear my opinion because my opinion matters, right? So, ganun talaga ang buhay, right? So, what makes you excited even when things look bad? Okay, guys, sinabi ko kanina, during crisis. Now we are in a crisis, we are in a pandemic. What is the kind of thought that still makes you excited and look forward to the future? Okay? Kahit mahirap yung sitwasyon natin ngayon. Okay? Ako, what makes me excited? I'm so excited about bringing a ramen to different cities in the Philippines. We want to be able to have a branch in Iloilo, in Bacolod, in Davao, in Cebu, in Coronadal, in Manila, in kung saan pwede, right? Kung saan naman pwedeng dalhin. So that thought makes me excited every day, and it helps me, focus on my vision. Ano ba yung vision mo as an entrepreneur, right? Now, let me share with you about Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese term. Sabi ko nga kanina, I love Japan. I love everything about Japan. I love Japanese people. My life's philosophy has always been, guided by these principles, like the Kaizen principle. Small incremental steps leads to greater things in life. Ikigai, which means that do something that gives you a sense of purpose, that is able to help you live a life, not only life that is successful, but a life that is meaningful, the life that is filled with purpose, that every day you wake up happy, not because you're doing something that can make you rich, but you're doing something that you love to do. You're doing something that you are good at. So that's the purpose of Ikigai. And I'm sharing it with you today, right? So, dalawang bagay lang yung Ikigai. The summary is do what you love and do what you're good at. Okay? So, where to start? Start from the heart. Do what you love. So, you love writing, launch a blog, be an author, you love cooking. Like me, open a restaurant, be a chef, diba? I didn't study culinary. Kami ng asawa ko, we didn't have any background in those fields, but then eventually we were able to start our own little restaurant because we love cooking. We love ramen, right? We love talking, do launch a vlog, do seminars like this one. Some people are asking me, why do you have to do those seminars and all that? The reason why I do these seminars is not because I want to earn. Kasi alam niyo, you're perfectly aware that all the proceeds are going to the fund raised, and then we donate that to depressed communities in Jensen, in Iloilo. So the reason why I do this is because I love talking to people. I love sharing ideas with people. I love the kind of feeling that it gives me. Na ako mismo, while I'm talking to you right now, I am actually learning. I'm actually being able to rekindle my own purpose, my own vision, right? As a founder, as a leader of my own company. You love traveling, open a travel agency. You love selling, start an online shop. Okay. You love building, try working on small projects. You love coffee, open a coffee shop. Okay. I'll be one of your avid customers because I'm a coffee lover. You love teaching, start a small school. You love helping, be an advisor, start a consulting firm. So most people who started and become successful at the field that they're doing is because they love what they do. They started from the heart. Okay. Most people who fail in their businesses is because they started from the pocket. Okay, mamaya sabihin ko kung bakit. So Steve Jobs, one of the most influential people who have really been, helping me and guiding me in terms of my entrepreneurial decisions and career and all that, is Steve Jobs. And I like what he said when he said in his speech in Harvard. the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all the matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. So again, allow me to relate this statement, this quote, into how I see business, how I view business, how I view entrepreneurship. I've been very vocal that I view business as if it's a relationship because it takes commitment. When you decide to marry someone, you marry that person because number one, you love that person, right? Number two, because you marry that person because you want to commit yourself to that person and you want to focus to that person for the rest of your life. And you when you get married, you told that person that you made a vow that no matter what happens, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you part, you will be staying together forever. And that means a lot when you decide to become an entrepreneur. Why? Because entrepreneurship requires love for what you do. It requires commitment for what you do, and it requires focus in what you do. If you fail, if you become success, if you were able to love what you do, okay, and you've become so committed to what you do, and then you lost focus, what's gonna happen is you're gonna fail. Why? Like marriage, kapag mahal mo yung asawa mo, kapag focus ka pag committed ka sa asawa, committed ka, ibig sabihin na you're dedicating your life to that person. But then you lost focus. You lost focus because you got distracted ng mga mas bata or mas sexy or mas exciting kasi you miss the feeling na kinikilig ka and all that, di ba? So, ano nangyari? Nahuli ka. And then what? Your marriage got ruined. You broke the trust of your wife, and then every day you live like hell, right? Business works the same way. If you love what you do and you're committed at it, but you lose the focus, what's gonna happen is eventually your business is gonna crumple out. So it's just gonna cripple your business in a sense. So mahalagang bagay yun para sa akin that I'm able to relate business with relationship as a married person. So do what you're good at. How do you know what you're good at something? Paano ba? Let's say ask the people around you or take the Strengths Finder test, the Gallup. Okay. I tried that before, and my top skills, lahat ng top skills ko are strategic ideation, to call this it all deals with the mind, with thoughts, with mindset and all that. So it's a good book. And it's a good book in a sense that it will help you discover your strength. So Strengths Finder. Pwede mong kunin it, you can take that online. And then you'll discover kung saan ka magaling. And from there, you work on that, diba? Kung magaling ka sa ideation and strategic thinker ka, so maybe you can be able to capitalize on that and find a way kung anong klaseng business ang pwede mong gawin out of that. If you have good interpersonal skills, maybe you can create a business that deals with people and all that, right? So self-study. Okay. Jim Rohn said, education will give you a job, but self-education will make you a profession, right? Read books, YouTube, okay, TED Talks, attend seminars like this one. So malaking bagay ito because during that time when I was starting entrepreneur, I didn't have any background in entrepreneurship. I wasn't a businessman. I didn't graduate in a business school. I don't have an MBA degree and all that. But paano ko nagawa yung ganito? How was I able to get at this level, at this space in my life where I have become successful and I have become a multi-awarded entrepreneur and I've built successful businesses over the years, from one business to another, to another, and to another? The answer is because I focused on learning new things. Okay. I focused on learning. I focused on improving myself. I focused on becoming a good leader. I focused on watching productive movies that help me realign my vision, movies that inspire, talks that provide inspiration, encouragement, and all that. So malaking bagay yun. Diba? So ngayon, during COVID-19 crisis, we have all this opportunity to do that. Because again, sabi nga ni Jim Rohn, self-education will make you a fortune. Paano ko ba natutunan yung paggawa ng ramen? Do you think I just learned it on my own, or just because I love ramen, nakagawa ako ng magandang ramen? No, it's just a part of it. When the loving what you do is just a start, it's just the beginning, right? But doing something that you're good at and improving at it is the most important thing of business, right? So ano ginawa ko? First and foremost, I followed my passion. I love what I do. And then ginawa ko is I improve at what I do. Okay? I learned how to do it. I studied the elements of what it takes to build a good ramen. And then over time, gawa lang ng gawa, gawa lang ng gawa. It started this, personal consumption lang namin up to the point na my wife told me it's so good that I asked her to rate it. And then she said it's 10/10. And that's the time we decided to, okay, let's test it, let's post it, and then let's see if people are gonna order. People are gonna order. At first we ask our friend, I want to try the ramen. Okay, let's no, we do delivery and all that. So at first people were laughing at us. Ramen delivery, parang weird, diba? Parang batchoy pina-deliver, diba? Parang ganun. So uh, batchoy, because I grew up in a place where batchoy is revered, is and that's in Iloilo City. And I grew up in a family, in a place where we have that best batchoy in town. And and I just that's where I got my idea na pwedeng i-deliver yung ramen, di ba? Na pwede na may take out. So why not try it, right? And so in the first week, konti lang yung umorder, mga 20 lang siguro halos, mga friends namin, mga kakilala namin. And then what happened? Nagustuhan nila. And then because they love it so much, they shared, they posted it and posted it and posted it, and their friends, they ordered, and then their friends liked it, and their friends posted it, and then their friends liked it again, and then they posted it. It became viral. It became so viral that right now, yung sabi namin nung una, 30 bowls per day lang isa-serve namin. Ngayon, we are serving 100 bowls per day. So that's what business is all about, right? You do your best and do your part in learning, in learning the dynamics, in learning the basics of 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 your business, right? Practice to improve. Okay. These athletes, sports athletes, people like Manny Pacquiao, the likes of Manny Pacquiao, LeBron James, Federer, whatever sports they are in, Serena Williams, and all that. These people practice 364 days in a year. It means every day they practice. Every day they even before the tournament, even before the game itself or the event itself, they are practicing as if it's the game itself already. And that's the secret to becoming so good at what you do. You practice every day, right? Constant practice leads to excellence. Small steps, one step at a time, leads to excellence. Doesn't have to be a great progress one at a time. Kasi hindi naman tayo papayat kahit in one day mag-gym tayo for 24 hours. Hindi naman tayo papayat right? If you go to the gym once a month for 24 hours, someone who goes to the gym 30 minutes every day will beat you. Mas mauuna siyang pumayat sa'yo kasi consistent siya. Ikaw, intense ka lang, pero hindi ka consistent. It's the consistency that matters in the end, because consistency beats intensity. Improve until it becomes valuable. Okay? Parang sa ramen namin, hindi namin tag nito, hindi namin hinayaan na hanggang doon lang kami, hanggang 5 or 7 or 8 lang kami. Until such time na naging 10/10 yung rating namin, yung sariling rating namin, that's the time that we already decided to share it to the world. Share it to the world. So yun, naunahan ko. Right? So, 20-hour rule. Okay. Merong isang researcher, na nagsabi na it takes 10,000 hours for you to be excellent at what you do. And he's right. Okay? He is right. In a sense na, like, for example, sabi ko na yung mga athletes and all that, they are practicing 364 days in a year, and then they finally go into the fight or go into the game on the 365th day. that guy said na kailangan 10,000 hours in your lifetime. So 10,000 hours, ilang years yun, di ba? Parang weird. So Sir George, kailangan ko mag-practice ng 10,000 hours para maging excellent sa ginagawa ko. That's an absurd idea. Let me share with you the 20-hour rule. The 20-hour rule means that in 20 hours, you can actually start learning something. And from learning to do it, you improve and improve and improve and improve until such time that you're able to do it efficiently, until you're able to maximize the value of what you do, of your product, of your service, or anything that you offer. So it's a myth to say na 10,000 hours ang kailangan mo para maging valuable ka, or para makagawa ka ng something valuable, or para may ma-offer ka sa mundo na something valuable. It's an absurd idea. You only need 20 hours. It doesn't have to be one at a time. Di naman pwedeng 20 hours in one day, diba? Pwedeng 1 hour per day lang, or 30 minutes per day, right? It's the consistency that matters in the end, no? It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. Ang malaking bato, pag binuhusan mo ba ng 1 drum na tubig, mababasag? Hindi, di ba? Pero yung 1 drum na tubig na yan, pag pinatak-patak mo yan over the years, anong mangyayari? Yung bato, nabibiyak, right? So, at the end of the day, consistency matters. Okay? Don't believe the myth na kailangan sobrang intense ka. Okay? Yung intensity na yan, it only works in a relationship. So, what's your why? These people, again, Steve Jobs, Martin Luther King, Wright brothers, these people have done exemplary works and have made history because they were so clear about their why. Steve Jobs, his why was to build something so great that it could make a dent in the universe, and so he did. Martin Luther King was so clear about his why. What does he want? Why does he do what he do? Martin Luther King made history by breaking the racism in the United States that's been happening for the last 100 years between the Black Americans and white people. And it took one speech for Martin Luther King to break that racism, because he was so clear about his why. He said, I have a dream, right? Sabi niya, I have a dream that small children, black and white children, are playing in the park. Sabi niya, that black and then white people are holding each other's hands. Kasi during the racism period in the United States, sobra iba yung banyo ng yung banyo nila, may nakalagay yung colored people and white people. Colored means black, like that. So that's it, no? He was so clear about why he does what he was, why he was doing what he did, and so he made a history. The Wright brothers was so clear about what they want. They want to be able to take something on the ground to the air. Ganun lang naman yung why nila, right? These brothers had a competitor, and their competitor was supported by the government. That competitor had so much resources. Itong dalawa, halos wala. But they became successful. They were the first people to fly an airplane because they were so clear about why they do what they do. It's not about competition. It's about the purpose. All right? So in our company, let me share with you ano ba yung why namin sa Sure Trust. First is we believe that everyone deserves equal opportunities regardless of education and status. Kaya sa business namin, sa company namin, lahat welcome. We believe that there is a better way in selling brand new cars. So that better way is making your clients happy. Diba? Kung anong gusto nila, binigay mo. Kung anong kulay na gusto nila, binigay mo. Kasi a dream car will always be a dream car. No, there is no compromise. Hindi mo pwedeng bigyan ng red yan kung gusto niya white. Okay? We believe that every dream is possible. Kaya nga yung tagline namin in Sure Trust is your dream is our business. And we believe that helping is the only way to earn a good living. So when your why is clear, okay? Pag clear ka sa kung bakit mo ginagawa yung ginagawa mo ngayon, it's easier for people to believe what you believe. It's easier for them to sell what you believe. Diba? You will attract people in your organization, people who believe in what you believe, and they will become competent employees and help you build your business. So, madali rin sa tao na bilhin yung binebenta mo if you are clear about why you're selling what you sell. Bakit mo ba, okay, a lot of times, pag may binibenta sa akin ng something bago, what I ask is, okay, why are you selling what you sell? Okay. Someone told me, sir, I'm selling this because I believe that it's something that could add value to your life. Okay, wow. So anong value, di ba? What kind of value? You have to be specific. Anong value yon, right? So sa amin kasi, it's about making dreams happen. It's about helping people eh, right? Sir, at Sure Trust, we can help you make your dream happen. Like how? We can help you get an approval for your car loan, right? Dream car yon, for a house or a travel or a career. We can help you with all these things, right? So, syempre, it was so clear for them kung anong ginagawa namin that they believe in what we believe, and so they buy what we sell, right? So, ganun yun. Napakahalaga yun bilang entrepreneurs. Ito na yung mercenary role that I was talking about. A lot of people, entrepreneurs alike, businessmen alike, fail so hard at what they do because they focused on becoming mercenaries. Uh, when you talk about a mercenary, um, deep sigh ako because early in my career, I also took that kind of role as a mercenary. And look what happened to me. I was bankrupt with 2 million in debt because it was all about money, right? So mercenary people, these are people who do things for the sake of money, even if they compromise their character, their values, and their beliefs. And this is something that you should avoid. Kasi hindi ka magiging successful. You will be successful in a short while, but that won't you can't call it lasting success. Kasi lasting success is something that's not only financially rewarding, but lasting success is something that actually gives worth, that gives you purpose, gives you sense of meaning and purpose in your life. That kahit gaano kalaki ang kinikita mo pera, kahit gaano ka nakayaman, you don't lose that sense of purpose in your heart. So ganun dapat yung goal natin bilang entrepreneurs. Is not, the bottom line should not be about money. Of course, we do business because we want to make money, we want to earn money, but that's not all of it, right? That's not the entirety of why we do what we do. Okay? Otherwise, tanggalin mo na lang vision mo and mission mo, magpautang ka na lang. Gayahin mo lang yung mga Bombay, right? It's if it's all about money, then okay, then be like those people. Okay. So one of also the most important part of doing business is raising capital. Kasi mahirap, especially for budding entrepreneurs. You know, paano ba tayo makapag-raise ng capital? In our case, for example, sa Sure Trust, paano kami nag-raise ng capital was my wife and I, we started as real estate agents. So, ang commission namin na kinita doon, pinipon namin yung in-invest namin sa Sure Trust. And that is one of the reasons why hanggang ngayon, kahit singkong duling, wala kaming utang sa bangko. Walang utang sa bangko yung kumpanya namin. Even if the banks are offering us like 50 million loan or 30 million, 20 million, you want to expand, you want to do this, you want to do that. Kasi kami, we are very very conservative in a sense that as much as possible, we want debt to be the last resort. Ayaw namin na gawin siyang primary source or primary fuel just to be able to build a big business, right? Kasi parang ganito yan eh. If you look at most businesses right now, companies are gaya ni Dennis Oy by Dennis Oy yung rising star of Davao City. He bought Ferrari to go. He's the owner of Phoenix uh, gas franchise and all that. So what happened with Dennis Oy was that he started his business by borrowing a lot of money from banks. So OPM, other people's money. So because of that, um, most of his businesses are not even generating money pa sa ngayon, right? So lahat ngayon yan, nakita nyo, it looks like a big enterprise, but it's being fueled by debts and credit loans. Parang ganun yan. So ayaw namin ng ganun. Ang gusto namin na we want to be able to build the foundation from the ground up. Ayaw namin na magtayo kami ng isang building na hindi naman siya nakatayo sa matibay na pundasyon. Kaya 'di ba pag nagpatayo ka ng bahay, kailangan unahin mo muna yung foundation. You have to make sure that when you build a house, you invest in foundation. Huwag mong tipidin yung pundasyon. Kasi paano pag lumindol? Diba? Kasi kadalasan sa atin, we want to be able, we don't care. We compromise that foundation and we focus more on the perspective. We focus more on the facade. We focus more on the aesthetics. And look what happens. There was a house in here in Mindanao na sobrang ganda, sobrang grabe ang ganda ng perspective. Nung lumindol, wala, tibag. Why? Because the owner of that project, I don't know, we can judge, baka naman talagang tinarantado ng engineer. But as owners, we have to make sure na dapat pundasyon muna unahin natin. And when you're building a company, dapat pundasyon muna inuuna natin. Hindi yung hindi yung kagaya nung sabi ko kanina na bago pa nga lang kumita yung business mo, nag-upgrade ka na agad ng bagong iPhone, nag-upgrade ka na agad ng MacBook, nag-upgrade ka na agad ng sasakyan mo, or bumili ng mga mamahaling gamit sa opisina mo and all that. If it's not adding up value to your business, kung hindi naman kailangan, wag muna, right? Build the foundation first. And the most important foundation of your business is your finances, right? So, sources of funds, saan ba pwede manggaling? Personal savings, just like us. Pooled investments, pwede mong kausapin mga friends mo, di ba? If they trust you. Crowdfunding, pwede yun. There's the GoFundMe, di ba, na website, and then you can put your idea there, and then people will decide whether they put money in your venture. A bank loan. Angel investor, if may kakilala ka na sobrang dami ng pera, and then eventually he decided na, okay, I don't know what to do with my money. I want to invest in your company. So let's do this, right? So if you find an angel investor, you're lucky. Kaya nga tinawag na angel kasi parang naging anghel siya. It's like heaven sent, parang hulog ng langit sa'yo na siya pinadala ni Lord para tulungan ka na palaguin yung negosyo mo. Okay? So what's my perspective about finance in business? For me, I'm very conservative, as I always been, and I've always been very vocal about it. So start small and grow big. That's the only way. You can grow big. You can start big and become small and then eventually fail, right? Umpisa muna sa maliit. Don't quit your job. Kung may trabaho ka ngayon, don't quit your job yet. Okay? Unless you come to a point na your business becomes full-time. So, part-time mo muna yung negosyo mo. Especially kung may family ka, kung may asawa ka, kung may anak ka. Don't quit your job. Kasi diyan mo kinukuha yung magiging fuel mo into developing that business that you are trying to do, you're planning to do. So do your business part-time. Okay? Online ka muna and all that. And then pag medyo nakikita mo na yung business mo nagiging full-time na mas malaki na kinikita mo sa negosyo mo kumpara sa trabaho mo, mag-resign ka na. Okay? Wag yung hindi mo pa nga alam kung ano yung mangyayari tapos nag-resign ka na agad. Although we appreciate people who have that certain level of certain level of courage, and I admire those people. But a lot of entrepreneurs have made really bad decisions in terms of the way they decide into jumping at something without testing the depths of the water with both feet, kaya ang sabi ko kanina. So start small, grow big, don't quit your job, do business part-time first until it becomes full-time. So let me share with you this findings about business. What are the factors that affect the success of a company? So first is timing. Timing is very relevant. Okay, kagaya ngayong crisis, ano ba yung ano ngayon, yung relevant na business ngayon na pwede mong gawin? You can start a delivery business. You can start a food business because it's essential. You can start a pharmaceutical business or supply mask and PPEs and mga ganun, diba? Relevant, right? Timing is important because that's what in demand. That's what people need, right? That's what the market needs today. Team execution. You need to have a team to be able to pull it off. Kagaya ko, when we decided to put up a restaurant, first we formed our team. Okay? Sino pa pwede dito, ang kasama dito? Dapat mamaya sasabihin ko sa inyo kung ano ba yung mga dapat na qualities ng mga magiging teammates mo sa business mo or sa venture mo. The idea or truth outlier. So it's funny to think na pang tatlo lang. The idea is just the third one, no? Kasi sa most of entrepreneurs kasi they decide to do business or decide to launch their companies because they had a brilliant idea. And I can't blame them kasi idea is also an important part of the business. But then again, pangatlo lang siya dito. And then the business model, which comes fourth. And last, it's surprising that funding is the last factor, the least um, magnifying factor in terms of successes in businesses across 200 companies. So, ibig sabihin, sa ngayon, ladies and gentlemen, wag ka munang don't be overwhelmed with funding. Okay? Kasi marami sa mga startups ngayon, mga entrepreneurs, they are so overwhelmed with funding. Kailangan natin maka-raise ng 10 million, kailangan maka-raise ng 20 million. So, I think that answers it, right? It's not all about the money. You can raise 10 million and then at the end of the day, what? You're not into the perfect time. You don't have a team, a perfect time to execute. Diba? Your idea is not ready. Diba? Your business model is lousy. So, unahin mo muna yung mga pinakamahalaga. Right? Just what I said a while ago, foundation. Right? First, yung unahin natin. So the lack of funding, for me, is the single most powerful motivating factor to succeed in business. Parang sa akin, sa amin. When we started, we were limited in terms of our resources. But that didn't stop us from becoming successful. That didn't stop us from pursuing and you know, what do you call this? Expanding our business. It's the reason why we have expanded exponentially is because we were so challenged in terms of our resources, right? Kapag kasi limitado ka, naghahanap ka ng paraan kung paano mo pagkasyahin yan eh, right? Sabi nga nila, kapag maiksi ang kumot, dapat matutong mamaluktot. So parang ganun din sa negosyo. You adjust, you shrink. Wag mong sundan yung luho mo, right? Kasi pag may negosyo ka na, hindi mo pwedeng sundan yung luho mo. Pag nasanay ka sa luho, mahirap, right? When you fail in your personal finance, the truth of the matter is you will fail in your business finance. So, before you do business, make sure na ayusin mo muna yung problema mo sa finances mo. Okay? So, a lot of people do business because they want to fix their personal finances. Parang mali eh. Parang may mali eh. Una-una, kung hindi mo nga ma-manage yung personal finance mo, yung pambayad mo sa kuryente, pambayad mo sa gagamit mo pa sa ibang bagay, yung pambayad mo sa, 'di ba? Yung pambayad mo sa kuryente mo, binili mo pa ng bagong cellphone, pambayad mo sa renta mo, in order mo pa online sa Lazada or what. I mean, I'm not trying to say na hindi naman pwede 'yon, but in a sense that managing your personal finance effectively is a big factor in becoming successful in building a good business, you know? So, choosing the right people, okay? Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, sabi niya, you need the right people with you, not the best people. So, sabi ko, the best people aren't always the right ones for your company, but the right ones will always think and do what's best for your company. I've tried hiring the best people from graduates from UP, Ateneo, and I've encountered employees from top brass universities in the Philippines, and then sorry to say this, but pagdating sa performance, tinatalo pa sila ng mga hindi ganoon katalino eh. So at the end of the day, I think that sometimes the best people are not the right one for us, right? So let's look for the right people. Kahit hindi ganoon katalino, kahit hindi ganoon kagaling, okay? Pag tama yung tao na nahanap mo, that person will do everything, will give their blood and sweat and tears for your company, to help your company grow, to help you realize your vision as a founder. So I think for me, that's the most important part. It's futile to hire the best people who don't have the best interest for your company. Okay? So you have to remember that maraming magagaling na walang pakialam sa kumpanya mo. Okay? So they only care about what they could get. They only care about what's in it for them. So if you fail their expectations, what's going to happen is they'll eventually leave you. They'll eventually the very people who will tear you apart. Okay? So the right ones. Now, who are the people? Who are the right ones for you? Then who should you hire, right? First, people who believe in you. Okay? I wouldn't hire people I wouldn't hire someone who doesn't believe in me and my vision or what. If you don't believe in me or you don't believe in my vision, don't work for my company, right? Those who believe in your vision, those who respect and admire you. I mean, as a leader, it's so hard to it's as an owner of the company, it's so difficult to have employees who don't respect you and who don't admire you. It's not about being fame whores, or it's not about imposing respect, kasi yung tao, they will respect you for what you are, right? So kung hindi ka nila nire-respeto, nung una nirespeto ka nila and then eventually hindi ka nila respeto, it means that something is wrong with you. Diba? Pero yung tao na hindi ka na nire-respeto tapos hinire mo pa, diba? Parang anong nangyari? Right? Just because magaling siya, just because what call this, maganda yung diploma niya, yung transcript of records niya, or maganda yung resume niya, hinire mo kahit alam mo hindi ka naman nire-respeto, diba? So, ganun yan. Those who will work for you with blood and sweat and tears. Yun yung sinasabi ko. And those who will protect you behind your back. And those who get things done. So, building a business is so hard. But managing people is the most difficult. Kasi iba-ibang klaseng personality, iba-ibang klaseng expectations, iba-ibang pinanggagalingan. So if you are not the kind of person, kung wala kang soft skills to interact and to manage the different kinds of personalities, eventually you will fail as a leader. And when people begin to lose their trust in you, in your vision, you will not be able to eventually bring your company from where you are to where you want it to be, right? So how do you hire people? Well, personally for me, it's attitude over aptitude. Ganun ako parate. I don't require resumes. I don't require transcript of records. Kung pakaalam sa grado mo. Okay? Grado mo sa eskwela yan. Pero yung grado mo sa trabaho mo, hindi pa nagagawa yun. Gagawin mo pa lang. Right? I don't know. But they say na, people who have discipline in getting good grades are people who will have discipline in doing the best possible performance. I disagree. I beg to disagree not because I don't agree totally. I beg to disagree because there are people who were so average, but when it comes to work and ethics, they're the best, right? So kanya-kanyang ano yan. That's why you have to consider hiring as a case-to-case basis. I know may HR tayo dito ngayon, and some of my hiring principles and management principles might actually veer away from the standard, but that's how we do it in our company. So and I credit that probably as one of the things na ginagawa namin that has made us successful over the years. Okay? Okay, all right. So when you focus on helping people, they will help you build your business. Totoo yan. I'm a testament to that. Because I believe kasi na you need people in your business to help you realize your vision. Ganun yun eh. Hindi you can never ever make build a successful business all by yourself. You need talents. You need different sets of skills. You need different sets of people who will help you, right? And as uncomfortable as it sounds, but the most successful entrepreneurs are people who hire people who are better than them. Like in Facebook, it doesn't matter what your position in the company is. Okay, if you have the best idea in the room, that's what they do. So it doesn't matter even if Mark Zuckerberg has an idea, and then a junior executive throws an idea, and that idea is better than Mark Zuckerberg's idea. The team will implement the idea that's better than the founder's idea. So ganun yun. It's only a matter of really finding the right people with you, sabi ko. Kasi when you find the right people, they will help you build your business even without you watching them. If even without you curtailing on what they do. Kasi sa business namin, we have 8 offices. We don't visit them regularly. Siguro every 3 months lang ako nakakapunta sa kanila. Pag nagbibisita ako doon, what we do, we just eat outside. We meet, we talk, we laugh, we discuss serious things sometimes. And that's just what we do. We just maintain a good relationship with our partners. So that's why kahit wala kaming CCTV camera, wala kaming bandy clock, wala kaming monitoring sa time and all that, we are thriving as a company because we trust them so much that they are so inspired to work and give their blood and sweat and tears for the company. Okay, so next is marketing and sales. Sales is the result of effective, well thought out marketing strategies. Sabi ko kanina, di ba? Without marketing, there's no sales. Kasi kung hindi nakikita ng tao na nagbebenta ka ng ganitong product, hindi nila bibilhin yung product mo. Why? Because they are not aware. Marketing is a way to give awareness to people and to tell people that what kind of value you try to offer them, right? So what's the reason why we buy these products in the market, right? What's the reason why pag may advertisement sa TV, yung safeguard, ano bang value ng safeguard? Protection, germ protection. Ano ba yung value ng Ariel, 'di ba? Ariel, 'di ba? Chris Aquino was advertising that kasi it's premium, 'di ba? Kasi mas ano daw, I forgot about the ano nga yung walang chalk, something like that. Champion, walang chalk, 'di ba? So ano yung value na nakikita natin doon? Okay, if you're someone who does the laundry, so basically, nakikita mo yung value na kapag walang chalk, anong value nun? Mas maganda yung damit, hindi nasisira and all that. So, malaking bagay yung marketing pagdating sa pag-generate ng sales na negosyo natin. So, let's try to look at the different types of marketing strategies. So, merong email, PR, digital marketing, relationship marketing, word of mouth, which is, of course, kailangan yun yung pinaka the best. Kasi when people like your product or service or food or restaurant, kagaya sa amin, hindi kami nahirapan. Kaya kami nakakakuha ng maraming following na nakakuha ng trust ng mga customers namin because it's the customers themselves that help us market and promote the product. Because if you are someone who tastes something so good, you can't help but share it to the people that you know, right? Sabi ng mga ibang tao, ay ayoko magbenta, ayoko mag-online seller kasi hindi ako marunong magbenta. Ayoko na mag-post ng ganyan kasi hindi ako marunong magbenta, right? But truth of the matter is, we were born to sell. Okay? Bakit? Kapag nanood ka ng movie, right? If the movie is so good, sobrang ganda ng movie, anong ginagawa mo? 'Di ba? Anong unang gagawin mo? Post ka agad sa Facebook. Wow, sobrang ganda nitong ganito. Ang paghawak ng baril, ang extraction, talagang totoo, yung mga moves and all that, 'di ba? Dinescribe mo pa nga kung paano ka nagandahan doon in a way na nung nabasa nung kakilala mo, nanood rin sila ng pinanood mo. So, ang tanong, nagbenta ka ba o hindi? Nagbenta ka. Okay, pangalawang tanong, kumita ka ba o hindi? Hindi ka kumita. Okay? So, basically, you can't say na hindi ka marunong magbenta. Marunong ka magbenta. Pero yung binibenta mo, hindi ka kumikita. Right? So, yun lang yung pinagkaiba. Yung binibenta mo, hindi ka kumikita. Okay? So, ngayon, I'm giving you the opportunity to sell something where you can earn and then sasabihin mo, hindi ka marunong magbenta. It doesn't make sense, right? So word of mouth, of course, is the top strategy na pinaka-effective. Okay? 62%. And then email marketing and then networking, mga events and all that. Social media. Pero sa company namin, social media is the most effective way to market a product. Right? That's why sabi ko, next week on May 15, we're gonna have this exclusive seminar for social media marketing. And I'm gonna share with you how in the best possible way, in the most salient possible ways, practical ways I could, kung paano kumita, paano nakabenta yung Sure Trust ng 2 billion worth of products in 4 years. Right? This is the most uncomfortable part, managing finances. Okay? So, finance is the lifeblood of your business. Kung walang finance, walang business. Okay? para siyang ano para siyang dugo. Okay? Kung yung tao nawawalan ng dugo, naubusan ng dugo, nawawalan ng buhay. Parang ganun din yung negosyo natin, yung finances natin. So, failed personal finance means failed business finance. Okay? So, ayusin muna natin yung pag-handle natin ng pera natin bago tayo mag-handle ng pera ng negosyo natin. Okay? Unless you have a partner who knows how to handle it, or unless you have a spouse or a wife who is better at handling your finances. Gaya ko, my wife handles it better, so she's handling the finances, right? So never commingle personal and business. Give back what belongs to your business, okay? Wag mong kunin yung para sa negosyo mo, okay? Yung supposedly na para sa expansion mo, wag mong pambili ng bagong sasakyan. All right? If you take care of your business, it will take care of you. Basic yon. Ng delayed gratification. So, ano yung mga dapat allocations natin sa finances? First is operations. Kailangan ma-maintain natin yon. We have to have 6 months na operations buffer. Improvement, okay? When it's needed. Expansion when it's needed. Contingency fund, okay? And investment fund. Hindi pwede na hindi pwede na pag kumita ka bili ka ng bagay na hindi nag-generate ng income. If you're earning money from your business, make sure that you invest it in something that generates more income for your business. Pwedeng another business, pwedeng investment, pwedeng stocks and all that. Okay? Or pwedeng real estate, or pwedeng buy and sell, right? So, okay, scaling and expanding. 5 ways to make it big. First, of course, you have to think big. Okay? You can never go big if you don't think about getting big or being big. Okay? For me, it's go big or go home. Second, build a credible public profile. Okay? If you're able to do that, mas mabilis kang makakakuha ng connections. And then, of course, options mo for your expansion, pwedeng savings ng company mo, pwedeng savings surplus nyo sa fiscal year, pwede yung gamitin yun for another expansion. And put your business on evergreen mode. Okay? Kaya sa amin, we expanded to 8 branches, tapos wala na kami ginagawa. So, slow but sure is better than fast but crashed. Okay. So, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina, consistency is versus intensity. Consistency is better than intensity. So, let me share a story about it happened in 1911, nearly 100 years ago, no? So there were 2 teams, no? 2 people who decided to explore the South Pole. So yung pangalan nila is, first is a Norwegian, si Amundsen, and then si Scott. Si Amundsen is a Norwegian, si Scott is a British explorer. So the story is that itong si Amundsen, he decided to reach the South Pole with the goal in mind na gusto niya na yung purpose niya is to reach the South Pole, is to prove people na pwede ma-reach yung South Pole at that time. Si Scott, on the other hand, is a British adventurer, and his goal was to go there first. So Amundsen was going there for a purpose, and so he did it with the mindset of a marathon, while Scott went to South Pole and did it with the mindset of a sprinter. Okay, so the story, the end of the story is that Amundsen made it, while Scott's team, lahat sila namatay, and their bodies were found the next spring. Now, anong pinagkaiba nila? Si Amundsen, he did a 20-mile march. Ibig sabihin, kahit maganda yung weather or hindi maganda yung weather, he made sure na consistent yung kanilang lakad. Okay? Si Scott, he was aggressive. Kapag maganda yung weather, he would march for 50, for 30, for 40, so hindi consistent, right? So si Amundsen, consistent siya in a sense na since 20-mile march yung nilalakad nila everyday, whether it's good or bad, the weather is good or bad, they were able to preserve their resources, their energy. So Amundsen was marching for a cause, Scott was marching for pride. And so the bottom line is Amundsen had an infinite mindset because he thought that it's never about the competition, it's never about getting there first. It's about a cause, it's about proving people that yes, we can go to South Pole. But Scott mindset was finite, limited. He thought that it's a game, it's a competition. And so he exhausted every possible resources that they had until such time na nasa gitna pa lang sila, ubos na yung pagkain nila. So namatay silang lahat. Okay? So, in relation to that, let me proceed to my next point. No? Prepare for a crisis. So parang ganun din yun eh. Kailangan, in a business, we have to be prepared. Because we don't know when the bad times is going to hit us, right? So, ano ba yung mga types of crisis? First, financial crisis. Okay? Like 2008 or the Great Depression of 1930s. And today, we are actually getting into a recession. So, financial crisis tayo ngayon. War, diba? Health crisis, which is, ngayon, combo tayo. Health crisis plus financial crisis. So, kaya sabi nila, it's worse than 2008. And it's almost getting there. The gravity is almost getting there to the point of parang ano na siya, parang naging Great Depression of 1930s. And then natural crisis. Okay. So, okay, hold on. Let me 5 minutes, guys. All right. So let's talk about the effects of crisis. No, first is unemployment, then financial struggle. Okay, and then after that, hold on. Okay, unemployment. So after this crisis, ano mangyayari? They're estimated about around 5 million people will lose their jobs. Financial struggle, bankruptcy, emotional distress, fear of the unknown. So ito yung ginagawa ng crisis sa buhay natin. That's why a lot of people right now are so desperate. Lahat nagpapanic, right? Lahat nagiging negative na yung kanilang perspective. And you can't blame them kasi ganyan talaga yung crisis, ganyan ginagawa ng crisis. And so, crisis is a time when important decisions should be made. So kagaya natin, we have decisions to make, right? And crisis creates change. So ang pinagkaiba lang is that today, we are forced to change. Okay? Sabi ko nga sa post ko na every day I have been preparing for the worst. And my mindset is that change could happen anytime. And so change, I don't want change to force me. Okay? I make sure that I live my life as if I'm a gold, a gold because of its property, which is malleability. Pag sinabing malleable ka, ibig sabihin kapag minold ka sa isang bagay, hindi ka nasisira. Okay? Nag-iiba lang yung mold mo, pero it doesn't change your value. So parang dapat ganun tayo eh. Be like a gold, no? We have to be malleable. We can bend, but we can never be broken. And kahit man na mag-iba yung form natin, it doesn't change the fact na we are still valuable. Kasi gold doesn't change in value. Okay? So change is a choice, right? So yung crisis ngayon, ginagawa niya yung crisis, it challenges the status quo, no? And then it forces us to change, and when change doesn't happen with good times are good. So it's an opportunity for us na magbago, for opportunity sa atin na mag-improve, okay? So qualities of a crisis-proof business. Dynamic and flexible, adaptability, opportunity-driven, healthy financial backbone, solid contingency plan. Okay. So let me share with you the story of Airbnb. Okay, Airbnb is a company where it was founded during the crisis, no, 2008 financial crisis. Many investors pass on it, no, ibig sabihin, walang gusto mag-invest kasi unang-una crisis, tapos sabi nila, it's weird kasi
walang tao na magpaparenta ng bahay nila, diba? Kasi it's their personal private space. But today, it's valued at $31 billion. With 150 million users worldwide, I myself included. So, ano ibig sabihin nun, guys? Na this crisis is an opportunity, no? It's giving us an opportunity for us to grow, an opportunity for us uh, actually be able to build something that's going to add value to people, no? Opportunity. When there's a crisis, there's an opportunity. All right. So, guys, that ends my presentation for tonight. No, I hope that you enjoyed, that may natutunan kayo.